What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel, Turbo Talon Golf. Welcome to the simulator. I've got my camera in a little bit better, different position, maybe not better. Today's video is a dual purpose video. I have a potential buyer for the Uneekor Eye Mini Lite here, and this video is going to be a proof that the launch monitor works and it's in good working condition, and also a farewell to this launch monitor. It's a good launch monitor. I stopped using it when I upgraded to the Pro TVX up here, but what I've done is I have put club stickers on each of my clubs. I cleaned them up from my round yesterday and put club stickers on them. Club stickers are required to get some data. You don't have to use them, but it's highly recommended that you do. The club stickers are made out of the same type of material that the registration tags for a license plate are made of, if they use those in your state or your country. It's a reflective, very sticky type of sticker. And I'll tell you, from many rounds of golf, when I was using this launch monitor, the stickers do not come off easily. They don't damage easily. When you want to get them off, you have to intentionally get some sort of scraper or get your fingernail underneath the sticker. They don't come off easily. And in addition to that, Uneekor sends way more of these than you would ever need, unless you're running like a simulator, like you're a golf coach or something. You might run out of them, because whenever you got a new client, you would need to obviously sticker up their clubs before you started a coaching session. Reinstalled the Uneekor software, which was a bit of an SOB, and I figured out that my Uneekor subscription is good until February of 26. I'm going to try and transfer that over to the customer so that they do not need to pay the fee just to use the third-party connector. And I've also gone into GS Pro and switched over to the Uneekor connector here. You can see that now we're using Uneekor. This is really easy to switch over. In fact, it was way easier than I thought. All you do is, if you want to switch to a different launch monitor, you go in. When you first fire up GS Pro, there will be a button, and it'll literally take you to the website. You'll sign into your GS Pro account if you need to, and then it'll let you select what launch monitor you're using, and a few seconds later it switches the connector over. So I will probably be doing some Garmin R10 in GS Pro videos in the future, and I've got a square launch monitor coming in the mail. It should be here on Wednesday, so here in about 3 days. And now I know how easy it is to switch the connector over, so I can use the square launch monitor with GS Pro. But enough of that. I think I chose Bogey's Backyard. No, not Bogey's. 2-foot Gimme League. You can putt with the Uneekor Eye Mini Lite. It doesn't require any additional cameras or setup. It just works. And yeah, we're not going to play the 2-foot Gimme League, actually. It's a 2-round league, and I really don't like those. Let's download Mount Coolumb for Golf's Sake Australian Courses League. Let's check this one out. 5,800 yard, yeah, let's play this one. 5,800 yard tees, 5,900 yard tees, Saturday pins, 8-foot gimme auto putt. That'll be nice. Green firmness is normal with a stimp of 11. Fairways are firm and the wind is breezy. This is about the only part I don't like. But that usually means that your wind's going to be between 5 and 10 miles an hour typically. And then the tournament is at 52 feet above sea level. Let's load this thing up and play some golf with the Uneekor Eye Mini Lite. Give a proper farewell to it, and hopefully the new owner will get a lot of use out of it, and it'll help their golf game. I stretched a little, but I haven't warmed up, so we'll see how much fun we have. Okay, pretty good looking course here. 258. Very good looking course, actually. All right, let's tee off. I'm trying to declutter the simulator. I've got my button box down here now, like Flying Fat Kid does. Some of those other sim golf YouTubers also do the same thing. I really ought to set up a button to open and close the mini map. Let's see if we can put something on the fairway. I'm old, I'm sore. I golfed all day yesterday. Let's see what happens with driver here. Nice drive. You can see in the picture there from the Uneekor Eye Mini Lite, other than the stupid K2 tether getting in the way, we had really decent ball compression. And you've got a little bit of data here on the bottom and on the side. I forgot how nice that looked. That's really nice. I like that. It said our attack angle is -0.2. I think that's supposed to be like 3 point something if I'm not mistaken. But the drive went 262 anyway at sea level. That's pretty good. You'll notice that the Uneekor has gone purple and that you do not have the ready indicator up there. Well, down there for you guys. You'll see that it's grayed out. As soon as we get a ball inside the hitting area, it'll go green, and the cameras, the infrared will come on and it'll tell you that it's ready to go. We got 112 into the pin, so I'm going to hit a gap wedge. Not a bad shot. Let's see if it rolls up, and then you'll see my ball bounced right back into the hitting area. It was a decent shot there. If you look in the footage, you can see the point of impact. You can see it was a little heely, but it was a good shot, and you can see the club sticker here. Now, let's putt. I'm not going to go through this much explanation. Sorry, can't talk. I'm not going to go through this much explanation every time we hit, just the first few. And this is already weird with this being down here. Probably not going to work. But I want to aim about there. And I need to hit about 27 feet of feel because we're going uphill. Okay, that came off like a rocket. I can tell that I'm going to have to adjust my putting. The putting's fast in this software. I'm not really sure how to adjust that. The Pro TVX has an adjustment, but I don't know how to adjust that on the Uneekor software. That putt came out hotter than it should have. Okay, I'm using TP5X Pix balls. Let's check our landing area. Open mini map. Very beautiful course. Good course selection. You can see this is a real short par 4. Let's say I hit it 240 yards here. We do have some lateral hazard on the right, but other than that, you can kind of go ham. All right, you can see that I might go in the water. Hope not. Please stop. We've still got a shot at the pin. You can see the launch monitor picked up. I don't know what it picked up. I forgot how to read this software. So attack angle was better. Well, no, I think it's supposed to be negative 3 point something. At any rate, I don't know how to read any of that. I'm not a data scientist, but you can see that we had decent ball compression. We were off the top toe of the sweet spot. Anyhow, and you can go in if you want to and enlarge this if you want to see how awesome your shots are, but you can see it gets a little grainy, and that's pretty normal with high-speed cameras. We have 51 yards to the pin. I'm going to get my lob wedge out and see if we can get this over there without having too much tree trouble. All right, I hit that a little too hard. Oops. Let's go ahead and putt. I don't like this already. I'm going to put this back up here. I'm very much a creature of habit. I'm an old man. Let's get GS Pro back up. I just closed everything, I think. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. And there you are. Okay, we're back. And we want to tell it we're putting. Oh, good gravy. Let's get this out of here. There's too much junk. See what happens, guys, when you decide to change something and you don't do it in take some practice before you do the actual video. Okay, now I'm set up to use putter. The Uneekor says, hello, I see your ball. And I'm going downhill, and I know that these putts are going to come out a little hot. We're rolling. And we almost got there. That should be another Parsky. Okay, not bad. We're shooting even after 2. I was shooting even after 2 on the real golf course yesterday, and then things quickly fell apart. Welcome to high handicap golf. I think I was actually even after about 4 or 5 holes. I did really well on the front 9, but then high handicap golfers, the consistency's not always there. All right, pretty pleased with that. Not the shot, but the fact that the Uneekor picked up that was kind of a toe hook, and it should show it in the video. Yep, we are almost on the sticker in the video there. So you'll see that toe hook, and that is a result of, well, frankly, hitting off the toe. I didn't sticker up any of my woods, so I'm just going to hit my 4-iron. You see the ball. I either moved it or it magically came back into the circle, but I doubt it was, I think. I'm not sure if I moved it or not. Okay, let's see. Oh, got a little members bounce there. That kind of sucks. Looks like we're going to have tree trouble. But the Uneekor is picking up all of the same things that the Pro TVX does. Looks like we had a bit of an open club face, and as a result we are over here hitting through a tree. I know I need to go 45 yards. I'm going to hit through this tree like an idiot. Little punchy shot. The Uneekor didn't like that. It wasn't a very good shot anyway. Okay, it did pick that up and it was hot. That's probably what it would have done on the real course, give or take. Let's get a ball up. Good opportunity to look at what it does with a little chip shot. Picked it up just fine, and we're rolling up to the cup. I think that's a bogey because of all of the shenanigans. Yep, first bogey of the day. Start moving a little quicker here. We're on the 5th hole. I need to hit a very long way to even get on this second fairway. It is not worth it. Let's go on to this fairway. 200 and something yards. That is not going to be driver. Let's hit a nice little 5-iron. A little thin, and I could feel the handle, the club grip spin in my hand, and you can indeed see in the footage that we were super thin. You see the ball compressing down there on like the bottom 2 lines on the club. That's really cool. Also didn't realize these balls compress that much. All right, I'm gonna hit 4-iron. I didn't sticker up any of my woods. And you can see we're flying to the right. Boink. I must be keeping my club face too open here. Alternatively, if you want the Uneekor software is going to tell you what club you're using based on what GS Pro is showing. It's telling me to use a 9-iron at 125 yards. That's not quite my 9-iron. That's more of a pitching wedge. Pretty stupid shot here through the tree, but you play stupid games off the tee or off your approach shot, you're going to win stupid prizes. Tree deflected it back into the fairway, not bad. It's a par 5, so we're not in terrible shape. We do need to get close to the pin. 57 out. Let's close the mini map. I don't really want to be on the right. It looks like they will roll off on the right, which is no fun. And that's exactly where I hit the ball. Let's do a little chippy chip here. That might go in, but I'm usually not that lucky. Another bogey. I wish golf was this easy in real life, folks. 197 yard par 3, going over a bunker. Usually don't lay up on par 3s, so let's go for the pin. See if we can hit this 5-iron true. It was true, but it's to the right again. Let's see if I can close up my club face, strengthen up the grip on these irons because everything's going right. And it's not a slice, that's the direction it's going. 44 yards. Good amount of green to play with here. Roll up in the circle, it's going to make us putt. That's fine. Oh, that got me. I think that's basically what the ball's going to do. It's downhill, so that it'll take some of the break out. All right, saved par. That's pretty beautiful mountain there. Good looking course, I like it. 515 yard, let's call it par 5. Just want to get her down the fairway. And we've got some wind in our face-ish. Uneekor showing no ball. And you can see, right, there's a line there. It'll show the ball there. It'll show the ball there. That's out of the hitting zone. That's in the hitting zone. I'd say let's try to hang out right in the center of the hitting zone so the cameras have a good amount of time to capture ball data. Okay, that was another toe hook, and we will see in the footage that we were off the toe, almost over on the sticker. Good ball compression, just a little toey. Okay, I still got 386 to go. I got to hit a 4 iron. Let's see where we're aimed. Do I want to try to go over the water? Yeah, I mean, it's a simulated round of golf. I don't particularly care. 4 iron in hand. Nice toey shot. We're going to be somewhere not awesome. That's high handicap golf for you at its finest. Look how far off the toe that was on the sticker. No ball compression at all. And now I've got to burn a stroke to get laterally back over. But I don't want to bother with that because this is more of a demo video. So we're going to go over to take a sim drop. We'll drop right there. Accept. And that we will incur an additional stroke from that, obviously. Let's see if I can get a hold of a ball with the 4 iron this time. I'm hitting everything off the toe, but I'll line up more to the hosel. Good and pure, but again, it's going over to the right. Need to strengthen up that grip. I'm not going to try to hit out of the forest. Let's sim drop again. Accept. 133 to the pin. The Eye Mini Lite is doing as it should. It is highlighting my lack of consistency. Our 130 club is this club. And you can see the green drops off hard. This is a tough green. I would say try to get it high and pay attention to the wind you've got blowing into your face as well. Nice thin shot. Let's see if the Eye Mini Lite captures that. It should show that I hit off the bottom of the club. Yep. You guys, this is invaluable data for your game. Good old OBS. Okay. What are we doing here? A little chippy chip shot. You could putt this if you wanted to. Doesn't matter. And do whatever makes you feel good. Whatever shot you're comfortable with. You could certainly putt this one though. Looks like we're going to be putting anyway. With 8-foot gimme circles. Keep in mind that's 8 feet on either side of the hole, so you've got a 16-foot diameter circle to hit. You'd think it would be easier to get next to the pin, right? Not always the case. There's our putt. I think that's probably a double or a triple bogey. Was that a quad? That was a quad bogey on a par 5, but we took a bunch of sim drops for the sake of moving the video along. 337. Let's see where we're aimed. Verbal pause, verbal pause. Should be fine unless we go toe hook into the trees. But I don't have any intention of doing that. As I was saying, let's see what the club data says on the launch monitor. It was a little toe side of the sticker. But it is good to see that both of these launch monitors are showing roughly the same data. That's pretty sweet. I haven't used this launch monitor in quite a long time. Let's hit a little punch shot with a 5-iron. Effectively wasting a stroke because of a poor tee shot. It is what it is. That's golf, folks. 67 in, 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing to the left. Mind that. Time to putt. Time to putt, sucker. Uphill, you're going to experience a little more break as the ball slows down. You're going to need to aim a little more to the left. Still not able to sink it, but I would say that was very close. Another bogey. .138 to the pin. This is my .138 club. Wind's blowing to the right. Let's offset to the left a little. Shot felt a little fat, and we should see that in the footage. You should see my club dragging through the mat. Yep. If we hit the replay, you'll see the club's dragging through the mat, which would equal a thick shot on the golf course. See that guy dragging through the mat? Nice and high off the face of the club. And that's what happens when you hit a thick shot. You may have never seen that in slow motion before. It's going to make us putt. That's fine. Putting is fun. We love it. Let's leave that in the cup. 9-footer, 8-footer, 9-footer. What do we got here? 394. We're scooting along at Mount Coolumb. Tee it up. Not going to take much time to aim because it doesn't matter anyway. Okay, that guy's going right. It's got a little bit of fade to it, but it's almost as if it was blocked. Everything else looks good. Good spin speed, low spin speed. 241 at sea level is pretty good. And then let's try to hit our ball right over this tree with like an 8-iron. Tree said, "Don't mess with me next time." There's your warning. Decent shot though. You can see in the replay video. And then we'll do a chippy chip up here. You got some tailwind that's going to help you out a little or hurt you. Nice thin shot. You should see that in the video. Should have hit off the bottom of the club. Yep. Nice crummy thin shot. Let's look at the replay. Doink. Doink. I mean, it's not funny, but it's a video game. We're putting uphill. It's breaking left or right. Let's get it in the circle at least. Bogey, we're 8 over after 9, which is not great, but we did, remember we took a quad on the one hole because we kept hitting in the forest. 123 to the pin. Shot went right again. Should be okay. Maybe a chip and a couple of putts, or if we're lucky, a chip and a putt. Whatever corny stuff your friends say on the course when you've had too many beers. Too much there. It's not a very big green. Don't beat yourself up too much about it. If you guys are playing at greens that small at your local course, don't feel bad if you don't hit them. They're not very big. Okay, Uneekor says go, ready, and you can see GS Pro's also showing green on the ball indicator. That's pretty neat. Let's get a drive out. Nice little worm burner. You can see that thing almost came back and hit me off the projector screen. Playing some very inconsistent golf today, and that's good. You can see that that was low and toey. Low and toey, low and heely, doesn't matter. You are not going to get a good result out of either of them. Let's punch out of here with a 4, deep rough. It's not, the GS Pro will not like this shot. It might even not go very far. If you guys are playing out of a deep rough with a low lofted club, GS Pro is going to penalize you badly. Okay? 57 carry in GS Pro, 109 carry. So it penalized us 50%, is what it is. Let's get closer to the pin. Let's hit a 7-iron over here and see if we can't get back somewhere useful. I don't even think are we even aimed into the fairway? We're not. Probably still won't be on the fairway, but we are closer to the pin. 100 yards out, it says. That's not my 100-yard out club. Let's try this one. And then you got some wind blowing across your face. That should be decently close to the pin. GS Pro usually I'm not going to talk crap about it. It's all we got right now. Damn. Apparently your club moving through that turf creates a good bit of static buildup on your body, because I'm shocking the holy hell out of everything here. I thought that might rim out. It did not. That's pretty sweet. Let's move our marker over so we know where we're putting. Buck 15. Let's use a gap wedge. Who's this yahoo who went 11 under on here? CC Wilco. That's a name you see quite often. I don't know if it's fun or they get bored of those guys that are damn near pro golfers coming in here and wrecking everybody's life. I also enjoyed beating up on little kids when I was in elementary school, but that's cool. Like, what's the point? Go play on the Tips Tour. Because if you're shooting 11 under par in the simulator, you're probably close to a scratch golfer. No, like maybe scratch to 5 to 10 handicap, I'd say. Because the simulator gives you so much leeway. Probably ought to tee up. What are we on here? 13th hole. I'm trying to move as quick as I can. Got other things I need to do this morning. But I'm always down for a round of golf. It's got a little bit of a fade to it, and we bounced back in the fairway. I don't think I've hit a decent drive. I take that back. The drive off of 1 was pretty decent. 292, we got to hit a 4-iron. GS Pro's not going to like it. Low lofted club out of a bad lie. And then it went to the right for whatever reason. Open club face maybe, little toey. And we still got a buck 11 to go. Let's hit a gap wedge. We're out of the rough. Oh, good Lord. We're closer to the pin, right? That's all that matters. Let's hit the same club here. Not bad. That ain't a bad shot. What's it wanting us to do? Another one again. Okay. The round started off well, Chuck, but then it went downhill pretty quick. We're 10 over after 13 holes, which is fine. I'm not a scratch golfer. I'd say if we can keep it around, maybe around here for the rest of the round. I think I might have zapped my button box. The left doesn't work anymore. I wonder if it's toast. I wonder if it's toast. 172. Keep in mind the wind. Pretty well struck ball. It's right of the pin. See how it lands. That's the crummy thing about those long par 3s is you've got to use a low lofted club. So you're going to come in hot, guaranteed. Uneekor's kicking ass and taking names. I'm almost kind of sad to see it go, but it needs to find a good home. I'm going to unplug and plug my button box back in here. Oh, see, just did it again. And see if we zap the left button here. Yep, I think we ruined the button box. Oh wait, there it is. It's back. We're back. Button box not ruined. Okay, let's tee off on 15. Good little fader there. It's not going to be on the fairway. Good shot though. 245. 230. I got to hit a 4-iron. I don't have any of my woods stickered up, as I have mentioned 11, 12, 13 times now. Everything's going to the right, huh? Tree trouble. Okay, let's see here. What do we got? What do we got? 67. We may get some tree deflection. Hopefully not. We're over a bunker. We are in a bunker. 51 carry in GS Pro. Where is it here? 59 carry. So if we'd have gotten the 59 carry that is showing in the launch monitor, we would have been, I don't know, pretty close to the pin. But the launch monitor is only going to show raw data. It does not count lie, wind, altitude, anything. Got a Parsky there. We're still 10 over after 15. That's better than bogey golf. Another par 3. This one's shorter. Keep in mind that tailwind. Let's actually hit a gap wedge. It was fat. You should be able to see that in the replay video. We're well short of the green. Yep, you can see how fat this shot is. It's sliding through the turf. And if you didn't know already, this is a new SIG Pro preferred turf. Way less forgiving than the SIG Pro Softy. If you're a new sim golfer and you're going to be hitting a lot of golf balls, I suggest using a soft hitting mat, or you're going to start having sore joints, etc. The Friendly Golfer talks more about that type of stuff on his channel. Tennis elbows, sore joints, stuff like that. Because when you're building a simulator, you pretty much want to live in there. Get in the hole. And sometimes you'll try to play 3, 4, 5 rounds a day in the beginning and you'll just be miserable. Especially if you're using a hitting mat that has no forgiveness. Okay, a little worm burner that hit the bottom of the, it's probably going to be OB. Oh, it gave it to us. Here's where you got to decide if you want to waste a stroke or take a sim drop. I think we're fine because the simulator doesn't take into account that your ass would be right up against that fence and you probably wouldn't be able to swing your ball. It's got us aimed out into no man's land. Let's see if this fence has colliders. None of this has colliders. This little wooden fence, I don't know if it has colliders or not. Let's just try to get out of here and not do anything heroic. You can see in the slow motion video that my club was buried about 3/8 of an inch down into the turf, equating to a thick shot. I love this new turf. It's way more lifelike. And now you're in deep rough, so you're going to lose 25% of your shot, at least. Meaning you have absolutely got to murder this ball if you want to get it over the water. Let's see if I can, and you got a headwind. This is basically me praying that this ball goes over the water here with a 5-iron. Barely. It's probably going to be in the bunk. Nope. Yep. Nope. If we look at the GS Pro, gave me 130 yards of carry. The Uneekor software gave me 190 yards of carry, so we lost 30 yards of distance because of that rough. And probably GS Pro saying, don't hit 5-iron out of deep rough. Okay, 27. Typically going to lose like 50% out of these bunkers. That's a strange little shot. GS Pro gave us 9 yards of carry. Uneekor software, 19.5. So yep, 50% loss out of the bunker, even though it's only saying we lost 22 or something. I'm not really bothering with the putts because I don't want to get used to the Uneekor and then have to get used to the Pro TVX again. It sucks transitioning between launch monitors. These two are the same on every shot, but there's a little bit of deviation in the putting. You can see if I hit this ball to the left, I'm in trouble. We're going to take a 2-stroke penalty for OB. I'm just going to aim over to the right in case I hit one of my famous toe hooks, which are more prevalent these days than they used to be. Decent strike. We'll see if we end up behind that tree. Nope, we're good. If you guys look at the replay video, that worm burner, you can see that we hit right off the bottom of the club. Doink. Pretty centered on the, a little toey of the sweet spot, but you can see that we hit right, it was toey and a little low. Not too low, but that's nice to see that club data. 99 yards, and a golf ball ain't one. Nice thin shot, might end up back in the bunker. It wasn't thin, was it? It wasn't thin, it was heely. It felt thin. I would imagine as you get better at golf, you'll be able to differentiate between heely and thin. I'm getting there. Thought that would roll out a little more, but it did not. We should be able to get out of here with a bogey at least for 12 over. Okay, I think that'll be a bogey. We'll finish out 12 over. Yep, 84. All right, guys. A lot of bogeys on that scorecard. We had this one blow-up hole. Where was it? We had this one blow-up hole that was a quad because I took a couple of sim drops. You're gonna assess. You're gonna get an extra stroke every time you take a sim drop, but that was a combination of a couple of sim drops and some bad shots. Not a bad scorecard. An 84 is a good score for a high handicap golfer. Let's check out the stats before we close out the video. We had 9 pars, no birdies, no eagles. We certainly, I think if we were hitting a little better, we would have had maybe a couple of birdies. 8 bogeys, and then that quad, which sucks, but it is what it is. Longest drive was 262. Keep in mind that that's only a drive that landed on the fairway. You could have hit a 450-yard drive. If it's 1 inch off the fairway, GS Pro's not going to count it in these statistics. And then our best ball speed was 131, which is also not indicative of the actual round. That is just the best ball speed that hit the fairway. And you can see that it only had 2 data points to draw from because I only hit 2 fairways. And then we only had 1 green in regulation, which is pretty absurd considering that we only went 12 over par. One green in regulation out of 18 will usually have you in the like high 90s, but you can see that's not quite what happened. 24 putts isn't bad. That's 1 and some change putts per green. And then the round was 45 minutes. But those are your vital stats. Let's head back out to the GS Pro splash screen and close out the video. Guys, I'm going to be sad to see the Uneekor go. It's a better launch monitor than I remember. Putting with no extra anything. All you got to do is sticker up your clubs, grab some Windex and your stickers and the tweezers that come with the launch monitor, and slap those club stickers on. There's instructions that come with the launch monitor on how to do that and where to place them based on the type of club. And then you're ready to rock and roll. Good launch monitor. It's not showing anything weird as compared to this launch monitor that's triple the price, double the price. I got no complaints. I'm sad to see it go, but it's probably going to a good home based on the interactions that I've had with the buyer. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you in the next video.